What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another Explorishing adventure. Today, our last day here in Iowa. We're starting off our Explorishing here at the Fossil and Prairie Center in Rockford, Iowa. As you see behind me, we have a beautiful quarry. It's full of Devonian fossils, and what I'm going to try to do today is highlight some of the stuff we find here and the regularity at which you can find it. And then we're going to split off this afternoon and do some more fishing. Try to wrap up our trip with some real good stuff for you. Stay tuned. All right, I'm going to move you to the chest cam here so you can kind of see the terrain as I walk through here. Maybe a little harder to see some of the stuff I'm finding. That looks like a nice gastropod right there. Yep. Nice little spirally guy. I really like gastropods. I really like cephalopods, but they're more in the hard limestone that, from what we see. Sorry about the wind noise. I try to get down here out of the wind a little bit. Up on top it's usually pretty windy. You can find some pretty big gastropods in here if you look, but a lot of times they're in these matrixy pieces, concreted in pretty solid. This is nice. You can see it's layered and stuff in here still a little bit. We get in these areas like this, and this is just all, so you get brachiopod, 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 brachiopod. There are so many of these little brachiopods here. If that's something you really get into, you will just lose your mind. But there's a lot to be seen other than just brachiopods here. So don't seem to find a lot of them up top here where it's been shoveled up. But as you get lower, where you get some of these washed out ravines and stuff, you'll find some nice, really nice, high quality horn coral. Maybe not the biggest that we find around, but definitely some good quality stuff. My gosh, there's so many little brachiopods here. Probably one of the biggest things you'll see missing from this area, though we do find a little bit here and there, is crinoid. We do see some here, but it's not the primary find here like we found in the Devonian Fossil Gorge down in Coralville. There's a whole lot more, and I couldn't believe the amount of the amount of crinoids we found over there versus how few we see here. It's a pretty brachiopod right there. It's still, that's all encased. That's all layer right there. Death plate with some fossils still encased in it. If I see anything good, I'll switch to the phone to get a little bit better detail for you guys. I don't know if I can get down over here. Everybody went the other direction. I heard somebody say my name. Looks like a bit of a drop off over here. I'll inspect this little washout. See if any big goods hanging around. So many brachiopods, and that's a sheer drop off right there. Yeah, I won't be going down there. So you do have to be a little bit careful. This is a quarry. Not an operating quarry, but it is still a quarry. It's an old clay quarry from back in the days when field tiles were made of clay. They got a little display area where they have the kilns just down the hill from here, which is kind of cool to check out if you're into the historical aspect of that sort of thing. Ooh, see a little spirally guy. He's kind of beat up. I'm going to try to be a little more selective today. I get yelled at for all the stuff I bring home. It's kind of a neat little brachiopod. I'm not sure if it's a little bit different age stuff. Like the stuff we found over the Fossil Gorge in some of the other creek beds where we find more of the crinoids and stuff. Is this, even the brachiopods are a little different species, we find, it seems. You don't see those winged, well, I call them winged brachiopods here. It's got a little big one. Oh, he busted up. Dang. A lot of this stuff has been fossilized in this clay, and so a lot of it is still in really good shape, but you got to be careful. Kind of will bust up on you. There's no of them little casts of a brachiopod. That's a real good one there. Really good. These ones have that little bit of a hook back on their shell. Where's that one right next to it? Those ones have that little bit of a wavy front to them. Ooh, foot slipped. There's one of those ones with the little wavy front, real good shape. Sounds like the rest of the crew got down further. I'm not saying wasting my time on the top side here, but some of the better stuff we've ever found has come down lower in the pit. It's just exploring and keeping your eyes open and being careful. Oof. I found them. There they are. Down around the second ridge. Trying to go shooting down the hill here. Do a lot of the boot scooting boogie or butt scooting boogie. Get down here some of these better washouts and you'll usually find a little bit better stuff. A lot of stuff here though. Lots and lots and lots of fossils. The ravine to the bottom. Oh yeah, got some nice washout down here, don't we? Looks a lot chunkier than it used to be. Maybe I'm just hallucinating because it's been a couple years. Little piece of horn coral just appeared in my hand. That's a cool piece. Got a lot of big stuff we're already bringing back with us, so I'm probably not going to take this one. That's kind of cool. You see the whole gastropod in there.
Okay, let me just some big rip.
Nice. There's some. Those nice brachiopods. Good find. Definitely a change from our 90-degree weather we're going to be going back to. It is nice to get back up here in the Midwest where we don't have 90-degree days every single day and wake up to 80 degrees and everything's 90 plus degrees all summer.
I didn't even notice until I looked through the view.
Where's he at? Oh yeah, that's a real nice one.
Maybe I should have it back.
Oh well, that shows on the camera here. Probably should have switched to the phone to film that one, but that's a pretty one. Good find. Good job, Cake. Find any goodies?
Yep, here.
Oh my gosh, what do you get? Oh my gosh, look at you. Look at that gastropod. Oh, and I dropped it. Wow. It's a pretty brachiopods. Ooh, one of those ones. Those little flat, spiny ones.
Mm-hmm.
There's a piece of that branching bryozoan. Another nice saw it right as you were ready to pick it up. Is that horn coral? Or is it just a fake us out piece? It's a fake us out Maximus majoris. There's a little piece of that branching bryozoan. Alright, so I was just scanning my surroundings here, and I found this. Let's see if you can see it. Let's see if I can find it. See it? Right here. Nice piece of horn coral. Look at that pretty thing. It's in a shape. It's a little banged up, but can I keep that one? My goodness. Look at you. Come over and she's got a handful of horn coral, brachiopods, every time I walk over to her. That's why she's awesome. Piece of, so I get the camera in here, we're gonna focus. A piece of branching bryozoan right there. I think I found another nice gastropod here. Looking for shapes. You start seeing the round shapes, spiral shapes. I always bust off this side, that's a shame. We'll leave that one for somebody else. Look at the condition of these things. It's still broken up, but I mean, there's like preserved shell on it. That's pretty amazing. That would have been on a big brachiopod. Nice. Look at the condition too. That is cool. Good job. Add that one to your collection. Oh, I think I see a gastropod. Yeah, he's not in great shape, but he's complete, looks like. You want that one?
Sure.
Oh, see, these are the ones that frustrate me a little bit. That's a nice one, but it's still completely encased. That's a big piece to be carrying around. Unless it was like baseball size, which we have just about found out here.
I have.
It's kind of tough to carry that kind of stuff around. Sometimes you look at a spot and you just know there's something really cool looking back at you and you just can't see it. Until you do. Like just some of those spots. You just know this amount of chunk in here, there's something buried in here. Would be a really cool find. Yeah, like that guy. Holy cow, look at that gastropod. It's a little covered up, you should clean up some still. 1 spiral, 2 spiral, 3 spiral. That's neat. That's a goodie. That's a big one. So tips on fossil hunting, especially surface hunting, stuff like this. A lot of it comes down to looking for uniformities. Stuff that's symmetrical. Rocks and minerals don't tend to be real symmetrical unless you get into some of your crystal type stuff, but that's real obvious. So when you start seeing spirals, symmetrical lines, stuff like that is usually not, is going to be more of a remnant of a living organism rather than rock formation. This is always one of our go-to spots while we're visiting Northeast Iowa, just because it's hard to beat. Hard to beat. Though we've added a couple cool spots to our list now. One of them is probably the best place for horn coral we've ever seen. Sometimes you get more in tune to seeing certain things too. The kids have gotten really keyed in on horn corals, and I see a lot of the spirals and round shapes of the gastropods just kind of pop out to me a little bit more. Nice little gastropod. We haven't even gone that far, and I've already got a sack full of stuff. Let's see if I'm right or wrong on this one. See the round shape there? Yep, that was a piece of a gastropod, a big one. Just a broken off ring section. Oh, let's see a little spiral guy there. Yep, another nice little gastropod. Oh goodness. Cammy, look at that brachiopod.
Oh, that thing's huge. I'll see. I'll take.
Yeah, I think I'll actually hang on to that one. I don't pick up a lot of brachiopods, but that one is big and pretty.
Yeah, weird little thing on it.
Yeah. That is a big one. For here anyway. Girl, what did you just find? Look at that. It's kind of tough to see. It's encased pretty good still. Excuse me. But you can see the spirals. This is a big gastropod here. Encased a little bit, but there's a spiral all around the point right there. Got a lot of matrix on it still. You can actually see the backside of the spirals there. That's cool. And that's a big one. Look at that. That's my hand it's in.
Wait, comparison to my hand.
Look at her little tiny hands.
I can't fist it up.
That's nice. Good find.
You try to fist it.
Yeah, I can just about get my hand around it, but I got big hands.
I
Good
can't.
job.
I get like halfway.
You gonna find a better one than that?
Maybe.
Here we find some Devonian age sneakers. I guess they got over here at Clay, left their stuff behind. Please don't leave trash, people. Here's remnants of old clay tile. This is what the quarry was all made for.
Have a good day with Exploration Adventures.